What is going on, everybody? I would like to welcome you guys back to Red's World. Hopefully this is going good. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but if I can, I am not only recording this in full screen for YouTube, but I am also live on TikTok. I'm currently doing like vertical videos on YouTube from TikTok, and I'm trying to get it where I'm doing regular YouTube videos again. But we're going to try it out, and today we're going to be playing a game called the Stanley Parable. I don't know if you guys have seen that, or played it, or whatever. I'm a little shell-shocked right now, because I'm just trying to troubleshoot and make sure everything is going good. What? There we go, there we go, there we go. I mean, it looks like everything is good, so if it's good on your guys' end, it's awesome. We're gonna go ahead and hop into this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Depends on your definition of happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
And what is that?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Right?
Shocked,
Maybe it's that.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Why would I do that? Is that the actual time? No, it's not. Okay, nah, I mean, if we're getting paid to do nothing, I'm completely fine with that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Grim Grin, I appreciate it. Okay, I gotta get used to these controls. Every button crouches? What's that say? I hate Mondays? I think everybody does. Can we open anything? No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? That's a crazy mug. Number one dead. Okay, so no one's here. Nice. No one told me. Someone could have just gave me a memo so I didn't have to come in. I just hate my boss. I like work, I'm illiterate, my bad. I like work, I just hate my boss. That's a crazy mug. Be my Valentine. Okay, so I don't know if I'm really, supposed to be paying attention to stuff. Okay, I hate Mondays. Ew.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll be a good boy, I'll play along.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda. Okay, that's just work. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Who was switching that? Synergize. I mean, you can clearly read each one of these things. Maybe help I'm a post-it. I'm weak. Right around. Room closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
That's fair, I guess. Up
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Is that not it? Okay. So this is the boss's office? I've got a feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. What? I don't understand. Somebody just vandalized the boss's bathroom? That takes balls. Okay, doesn't appear anybody's here. Hello, Mr. Boss?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Huh.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alrighty. I should probably just head home. I probably shouldn't be heading deeper into this dungeon or whatever this is. Alright, I guess we're going to the construction work. Probably gonna get
Descending
fired
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Yeah,
it was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself,
we're way
to
too
question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I mean, I just took an elevator down to the bottom of the universe. Maybe I'll ride it back up? Nah, we go through with it. We go through with it. Box. See, now
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I mean, we're here, we might as well figure it out, right?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Oh, it's just
Each
numbers.
bore the number of an employee in the building.
Oh.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
I mean, that's
Stanley,
security, I guess.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It depends, you know, you don't want personal information. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's a little invasive, you know. Little invasive, nothing crazy though. I mean, it's crazy expensive. This seems like a big waste of money.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Was that 437?
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know, I thought he was making decent money.
No,
like some stuff
he
off
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe. I mean, you're making it
Here was the
sound...
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Now, wait a minute now. If I can mind control myself to be happy all the time, I mean, that don't sound too bad. What's this? I guess we're going to the facility power. I feel like there's a lot of options here, but I guess I'll move along. Mind control idle awaiting input. But see, what if I mess up and it, like, maybe if you turn it off,
and when at last he found the source of the room's power,
head, like the
he knew it was his duty,
died.
His obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
See? I blacked out instantly, dead.
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Was it over?
I have no idea.
Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
ding, ding, ding,
but to let go. No
Yes,
longer
sir.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Well, I mean, it has to open.
Stanley
first,
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Pretty weird. Pretty weird. Maybe that's ending one? I'm not sure, but there's a lot of stuff to go back. Okay, so I beat the game in like 10 minutes. That's alright though, because from my understanding, there's a lot of different endings. And we're right back in the office. So, alright, let's play around now. We're 427, remember that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know what else. I think this is my first choice, right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nah, let's go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Can I get something to drink?
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Pun intended. Can I get a drink though? What the hell's wrong with this soda? You know what? Whatever.
Yes, really. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah. No, he didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Hey, I'm very powerful. Let's go. Was that actually an ending? That's crazy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Huh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm curious. Oh, no.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
I want to
co-workers.
jump. I got an achievement called "You Can't Jump." No, seriously, we disabled it. Why?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
You know
on
what?
his
I want to
left.
see something. If I just power through here real quick, go back down
Yet
that
there was
elevator.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
I want to
office.
see if we could go back up the elevator once we go down and like leave kind of energy.
Stepping into his manager's office,
What was it,
Stanley was once
0245?
again stunned to discover not an indication of any
No,
human
I
life.
think it was 2845.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
You'll be alright,
That
man.
kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Really? So you... Okay. You know what? That's fine. Let's relax then. I relax.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. So if I take the elevator down... Because this is like the only, like... Usually there's like a door that shuts or something. This button lit back up, so I'm super curious. So I can go back up.
Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly
What
me.
are the
Why
possibilities
did
here?
Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well,
Because-
that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
There's gonna be something different, damn it. I know it. I know it in my soul. Ro-do-do-do-do. Huh. There's secrets around here somewhere. They can...
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated.
Hey.
It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I mean, hey, you know, it's what I do. But I guess we gotta...
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
I feel like you're
Ladies and
kind of mocking
gentlemen,
me.
how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I feel like he's mocking me. You know, it's alright. It's alright. You can mock me. I deserve it for that one. I just wanted to see
Surely
something.
this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor. Stanley walked straight ahead through the
I'm gonna go
large
to the
door
escape,
that read
though, since you're
Mind
talking all
Control
that mess.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
That's not true.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes, he is. I thought he was bluffing.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Is there a way out?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What in the world? Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What is happening? Huh. I have nothing to say right now. That's the elevator. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of a game. Plus, some people intercepted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I would absolutely love that. If people get butthurt, they get butthurt. Where am I? Why was that terrifying? I thought I was about to die for real. Okay, what is this? This ending levers. Okay, I think... Huh. What in the world? I found, like...
Oh, look at these two.
The back rooms
How
or
they wish
something.
to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
I just tried.
Turn off your Xbox. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose.
I just paused the game and then I don't die, right? I don't have to turn off the Xbox. if I turn off the Xbox, will it actually take me to an ending? I don't want to do that for it not to work.
Choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
I don't trust it. That's crazy though, I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause how would it even know? I don't know. This is a mind-blowing. How do you go live on here while gaming?
All of his co-workers were
It's a
gone.
lot easier
What could
to
it
do if
mean?
you have a computer.
Stanley decided to go to
and
the
you
meeting
just
room.
download
Perhaps
the
he had
TikTok
simply missed a
Studio
memo.
app, and then you do it just like you would stream on any other platform. It's very hard to do on mobile though. Mobile is maybe just for like
When Stanley
girls
came to a
that are
set of
shaking
two
their
open
butts.
doors, he entered the door and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I actually wanted to see where this went.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Now wait a minute. There's
Look,
a
Stanley, I think
door
perhaps we've
there.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
I feel like
really,
if this
I'm
goes
not.
up, I might
I
be able to
realize that
land on
investing
that
your
platform.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah, I
There's
think I
someone
can do
you've been
that.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
You used to have to, but now with the TikTok
I was in the middle
Studio,
of something.
you
Do
can,
you have zero consideration for others? Are you that...
you're interrupting me talking to my damn commenter, all right, guy? But no, you don't have to have
Convinced that I want something
certain
bad to
amount of
happen
followers if you do the TikTok Studio app.
to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Okay.
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
I'm listening.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Should I trust him? He said to go through the red door, and my name is Red, and my channel's name is Red's World. You know what? I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna take him up.
Thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
Okay,
And
I'll stop.
Well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, okay. It's a little dark in here, bud. Can I get some light?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
What in the
If we
world?
just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
I feel like my
I
eyes don't
actually
work.
feel happy.
All right. I mean, if this makes you happy, bro, I'm willing to feel like I got blobs in my eye. That's fine by me, I guess. That is a lot to look at. Whoa. It's like when you push on your eyes too hard. I mean, how long do I have to stay here? You know what? Since you're not talking anymore, we're gonna go ahead and head out.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Do you want me to go back?
Right. Where were we?
Just tell me an amount of time. Okay? green now. If I move just fast enough, it'll look like it's not moving. I mean, bro, I'm not trying to look at dots all night, you know. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's colorful. It is very colorful. I'm not gonna lie about that. I really wish they were a little more high def. I mean, there's no texture at all, which hurts my eyeballs a little bit, and they're a little bright. Alright, well, since you're not telling me how long, we're gonna go ahead and head out.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay, so what if I go back? What's that? Is it still red?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there, Just stay here.
I gotta do something, man. I'm entertaining people right now. I can't just stand around looking at the damn clouds, man. What is this, SpongeBob? It does look like it's getting significantly smaller, though. So maybe we wait until this thing disappears and then we move on. I don't know. Oh, that reset. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. All right.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Oh my god.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
If you keep bothering me, man, I don't want to, like, disappoint you, I guess. You're inside of me, you're inside my head, like, but, you know, we do have to eventually move. We got stuff to do, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and move now, okay? I'm not saying I'm taking the stairs, I just gotta look around real quick.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
I'm gonna die on the stairs? How clumsy am I? I mean, there's stairs right here. I'm walking down stairs. But you don't got nothing to say here. Okay, yeah. We're just gonna keep going, my guy. Alright, alright. Let's go up these stairs. Yo, what up, William? Just playing this, Stanley Parable.
Please, no, Stanley,
Thanks
let
for
me
the
stay
galaxy,
here.
man.
Don't
Thank you,
take
thank
this
you.
from me.
I don't want to die. I'm actually gonna die. What the
Please,
hell?
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I don't want to die. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're gonna walk right back down the stairs here. I don't see the other exit anymore. I don't have anywhere else to go, narrator. I guess we're falling to our death. I don't fucking know.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No, No, no,
Oh,
what are you
I'm
doing,
going back
Stanley?
up.
Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
You'll be alright. And...
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I'll go to the other room,
Yes.
man.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
I mean, my legs are busted up. Are you gonna say
I
something?
know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
No. I think I can be happy if I fall to my death. That sounds great.
No, perhaps not.
You know, for someone who's supposed to be a friend, you're very controlling, Mr. Narrator.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
Yes.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Well, now
Am I reading the situation
No,
correctly?
because I went to the other room several times and I waited. I did everything I could, so...
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
What?
I just wanted
What do
us
you
to
want?
get along. But I guess that was
Why
too
am I
much to
being
ask.
griefed now by
It
a
looks like you wanted to
narrator?
make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
You're right. This choice is mine. I don't know how many times I can fall without breaking my legs completely off, though. This is a pretty long drop.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going back.
Ew. Alright, so... Dude, there's so many possibilities. I don't even know where to begin with this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You know what? Let's go to the right, and then let's go up to where that door actually leads. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but you'll see.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes, Stanley did
Perhaps
know
he
it
wanted to
perfectly
stop
well.
by the
Perhaps
employee
maybe
lounge
you wanted
first,
to shut your
just to
fucking mouth
admire
while
it.
I did what I wanted to do.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Yeah, great.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. I don't think I've taken that door once.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So I went down
Look,
there
Stanley,
once.
I
and
think
just
perhaps
died.
we've gotten off on the wrong
But it does
foot
look
here.
like there's a way
I'm
you
not your
could get
enemy,
down
really,
there.
I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
You?
Someone you've forgotten.
Yeah, it's about me,
Please,
not you.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Why would I care
I'm not
what
asking
you
for
want?
me. I'm asking. This is it, Stanley.
You're asking for
your
her.
chance
Who's
to
her?
redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Ooh,
She's been waiting.
what are we talking about?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the
What?
one to do this, to reach out to her. If
I mean, hello? I'll just burn my pupils off. What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's
I'm
my
just pulling
office
the bread out
number.
of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now,
I'm
I
about
want
to
you
get
to come
some
in and tell me all
cheeks.
about
You're down.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see
Wow,
something.
that's
Come
petty.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay, yeah, let's see.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Why? Good morning, press Y on your controller. Why? Why should I press Y? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that at all. I don't care how long I have to wait here. Surely there's another way. There has to be. I refuse! I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I don't want to not do anything. Alright, you got
Stanley
me.
is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every
Says
button
the
that he
fucking
pushes is
narrator.
a reminder of the inconsequential nature
All
of
you
his
do is tell other
existence.
people's stories.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told
Oh,
to do.
ha ha ha.
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
That's exactly right.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures.
That's actually true.
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
That's a bit harsh. I don't know
And
that
so
that's
he began
true.
to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face
And
of the
the narrator
earth.
started talking in my
thought
head, and my
excited
wife
him
was a damn
terribly.
mannequin with really pointy nipples. Please. Time
So
with the boys.
he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Fair dinner.
As he wandered through this
Damn.
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many
Wait a
possible
minute.
paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room
Why is my
with
house
monitors
slowly
and mind
turning in- or
controls.
her house slowly
and down
turning
another
into
was a
an
yellow
office?
line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it
This
again,
is slowly turning
and then
into
again,
my office.
and again, over and over, wishing
This is
beyond hope that it would
crazy.
never
What the
end,
fuck?
that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
This is crazy.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Yo, why is this so crazy?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. See, earlier I had tried not to hit a button, but it didn't go away. And, like, the thing is like, I've invested a lot of time into this thing to not be hitting the buttons, so, you know, I'm only gonna wait a certain amount of time before I hit this button. So,
You see? Can he just not hear me?
no, I
How
can
can I
hear
tell him in
you.
a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm
Why do you
compelled
want
I
to
must.
control me, Mr.
Perhaps,
Narrator?
well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe
We all
this
can live
time.
our lives, and we can all do
And
our
I tried
things.
again, and Stanley pushed a button.
and I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
There are some very deep, messed up concepts in this game. And we restart. This is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do one more run through here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna go to the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
And
knew
then
it
I'm gonna
perfectly
take that
well.
left when
Perhaps
it
he
tells
wanted
me
to stop
take
by the
left.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
That is the meeting hall. What is this? Got another way down. Alright, let's see where it goes.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Nah. I don't want to go left.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
You know, you got one more time, Mr. Narrator.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Hey, you better figure it out,
Slow
Mr.
down.
Narrator.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Why is there a truck on in here? This is how people die. Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Okay. They're closed.
We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
How about we continue the story?
From the top.
Alright. Well, I guess that's it. Okay, so how many... Does anybody know how many endings there actually are to this game? Because, like... I definitely want to continue trying to get different endings here, but since we got like an hour of it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this one here. I'm not gonna end the stream though. We're gonna play some more games, but I'm gonna end the recording and we're gonna hop on something different. So if you guys want to see more, make sure you guys follow on YouTube, and if you're on TikTok, make sure you hop in, say hi, whatever. But if you're on YouTube and you want to join the live, make sure you go on TikTok down in the description, and you'll be notified when I go live. But yeah, and we're gonna continue streaming on TikTok, so if you're on YouTube, you're missing out. But anyway, thank YouTube for coming to thank you YouTube for coming to Red's World. Stay tuned for more to come soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. And then for